Hey there, I'm Joe, CTO at Dopt. Today I'm going to walk through building a simple app that integrates hints, a new component we've added to Dopt. Hints are contextual UI elements that help with feature discovery and education. They are great for calling attention to a particular piece of UI, like an element in a navigation pane or a cell in a data grid. You can see them in action here. These blue pulsing orbs are hints, powered by Dopt. Clicking the orb opens a popover with content configured in Dopt. Completing or dismissing the hint updates state in Dopt, resulting in the hint not being shown to this user again. All right, let's start building. I'm going to start by scaffolding out a simple Vite app. I'll use the create Vite CLI. I'm naming the app hints and using the React TypeScript template. Okay, we've got the app up and running. I'm going to get rid of the UI that came with the starter template and add some simple skeletons that we can attach the hints to. I've just added a simple skeleton component. It's just a div, styled to be a 200 by 200 gray box. It's position relative because we're going to put absolute position children inside of it. Cool. Let's replace this UI with a few skeletons. Going to get rid of what we have here, add a div, add a skeleton component. Let's make 2 of those. Get rid of these unused imports and save. It's close, but not quite right. Let's add some simple styles. I'm going to make this display flex and give it a gap. Awesome. Now we have 2 boxes that we can render hints into. Now let's imagine these gray boxes are elements in your product, maybe buttons in your nav, or header cells in a data table that have menus with important actions that users should know about. Hints, sometimes referred to as hotspots or coach marks, are a great way to do this. Let's use the hints component we just released to make this happen. First, let's head over to Dopt and create a flow with a hints component. I have one here. It has a start block, a hints component, and a finish block. The hints component has 2 items. Each item has an identifier that we'll use in code, a title, a body that will render in the hint, and a label for the complete button. I'm going to use this flow to power the hints in our app. Back in our app, let's install the necessary dependencies to make this happen. I'm installing the Dopt React SDK and the React hints component. All right, back in app TSX, I've refactored a bit. The demo component here is the little UI we created earlier. The app component up here now wraps the demo component with the Dopt provider. The Dopt provider is configured with the flow information, a user ID, and an API key. This allows it to fetch all the data we need to render our hints. The React hints package exposes a React component and a hook. The hook gives access to state, content, and actions in Dopt. The UI component exposes a family of React components that you can organize to suit your needs. Carrying the states, content, and actions returned from the hook to the UI, you end up with a hint showing in the first skeleton. See on the left. You'll see the complete button has an onClick handler. The onClick handler uses the complete action from the hints hook. This means that if I click the complete button, the hint will go away and never be shown to the user again. Dopt manages that state for you. I've added a hint to the second skeleton as well. If I open the hint and click the close icon, the hint is still present. You'll see over here that I bound the close icon's hint to a show hide concept exposed through our hook. This is a UI state. If you would prefer to have the click of the X icon actually dismiss the hint, we can use the hints dismiss action. Dismiss. Let's save that. Let's open this up again. Click the X icon, and the hint's gone away. This is the flexibility of Dopt, unopinionated tools to get your job done. These hints look great, and the effort to integrate them was trivial. Don't love our hint component or have your own? You can always use Dopt headlessly. Just bind the states and content and actions made available via our hooks to your UI or ours. Not using React on your front end? No sweat. We've got a Vue SDK and a JavaScript SDK. Either should get almost anyone up and running.